Chiefs Nation, Sanmanan V2, welcome back to Food Times with me, QP. Already, during the day, we've already spoken about my updates. But yeah, definitely there's something that I want us to quickly get out of the way because, yes, we were being lied to. I don't know why. I honestly don't know why. I don't know where it's coming from, but definitely it does hurt the team, and not just the team itself, but also as fans, we tend to question, a lot of things happening at Nansharena. So we might say there's a lot that is happening, but Toluguti, it's just someone bringing out something out of nothing. I'm not saying Joe Wabasho, because currently I have Mazola J. Mulefe and also Mike Markups confirming the story of Abachita Rapana, Mfundo Vilagazi, and also Mduduzi Shabalala, because remember, when we played on the Soweto Derby, we did not have either between those two boys. And also, we will be looking further down to Victor Hlongwane in terms of that foul against Silva Tour. It's something interesting. And then also we'll be asking you guys a question in which I'm expecting an answer from you guys, excluding the rest. So starting off with Mfundo Vilagazi, there was a statement or something that came out that said Mfundo Vilagazi and Mduduzi Shabalala were not selected because they were troublesome. But then later on, the coaches were asked, and then Cedric Kazi responded by saying no, Mfundo is injured, and then Mduduzi was the fact. I even saw the clips, was the fact that it was a tactical decision. They decided not to include him on the matchday squad. Now, that thing trended, Leoguti Mfundo, Mduduzi Shabalala, and what pains me most is the fact that a lot of Kaizer supporters actually believed that statement, and they were talking ill about the club and the boys, because at the end of the day, now we start to blame them and talk bad about them. But let's just have a word from both Mike Markups and also Mazola J. Mulefe. Here.
And absolutely no truth at all. I can tell you that Mfundo Vilakazi picked up a knock, a small knock. I've personally seen the doctor's report. Mfundo and myself were on a call this morning. He called me, in actual fact, just to tell me about the results. It's not serious. And in terms of Mduduzi Shabalala, you heard what Coach Kazi said. He said it was a tactical decision.
Yeah.
So I can tell you that wherever that report has come from, it's totally unsubstantiated. And it saddens me, because you've got to be careful when you make statements like that. The minute you make statements like that, you start allowing the public to question the commitment of these youngsters.
Yeah.
And these young players are hurting as much as anybody is hurting, let me tell you, in terms of the defeat over the weekend.
And Vilakazi and Shabalala story as well.
Yes, what happened?
Because the coach...
What started trending is, I think somebody in commentary...
Mark Gleason.
Was it Mark Gleason?
Yes.
Mark Gleason, I mean, obviously, I was listening to...
our guys.
The juice! Come on.
OJ.
OJ, orange juice.
Yeah.
What Ile Jacobs? Born. So it had come out in commentary that the two boys, Shabalala and Vilagazi, were not part of the squad because of ill discipline.
Yeah.
So how much truth is there to that?
Yeah, so when we went to the presser, obviously the question came up to say, coach, what's happening with the two youngsters? Why are they not playing? And the coach said Vilakazi was injured. They tried to rush him, but he couldn't make it, failed a fitness test of some sort. And Shabalala, Shaba was just a tactical decision. So I didn't take the coach's word for it. I made a couple of phone calls, and what the coach says seems to hold ground, that Vela did have a dead leg.
Okay.
He was struggling and he could not make the team. And Shaba, purely just technical. They just felt like for this particular game, they just didn't choose him. Maybe there's a layer of something else to that. But upon my digging, what I was told, dead leg for Villa, and purely just not selected for. And this
but
is what
it
I
was
was
ill discipline, would they say?
Yes, and this is what I pressed on to say. But if it's ill discipline, are these two kids problematic, and they said no, habahlupi. You know, the exact words was that these two players are not troublesome.
I must be very honest with Obrigado in particular. I've heard a lot about him. I've know people around him. I've never heard of him being problematic.
They said these two in particular are not troublemakers. So any suggestions that they were dropped because they are giving the club a hard time is not factual at all in terms of why they would have been left out of the team.
While you're doing that digging, then did you ask about Mbule?
Well, as you can hear for yourselves, Buffet too, the stories, they do collaborate and they are backing each other. And obviously, Mazola asked Oti, are those boys giving the club any troubles? And they said, no, definitely, budget, they are not troublesome at all. So definitely the statement that was coming out, I hope the person who made it public can at least try and apologize, because at the end of the day, I don't think it's happening. Moving on, we talk about Kaizer Chiefs. Now, as I've said before, guys, the coaches are not going anywhere, and we are resuming play as business as usual. So I've reported about it, we've spoken about it from yesterday, and coaches are not going anywhere. From what I'm getting, they are likely to continue until the end of the season. So yeah, that's that. But I do hear over the Kaizer Chiefs currently, they are busy looking. I don't know how true that is, but yes, that they are looking and they are speaking, and they've already started speaking with other coaches. But I don't think that is accurate. Zobona, as time goes on, I will be here to give you those updates. So, as I was talking about in the Bayemeshi, tomorrow we are playing. The coaches have traveled with the rest of the team. I don't know the names of the players who have made it or who will be selected for tomorrow's clash, but I do know Gambiwe and the coaches are part of that squad. And then the game is sold out. Obviously, it's about 10,000 fans. People asking themselves, how is it sold out? Well, I feel like the tickets were bought before the Soweto derby. I honestly don't know, but there's a lot of posters, people campaigning, saying definitely we should stop going to the stadiums until Kaizer Chiefs starts to do things which I don't know if it will work, but I'm hoping it will. I support that statement at the end of the day, because Kaizer Chiefs management tend to forget who they are because of the fans. Also, yes, I understand there's a huge role that was played by them, but also I'm me because of you guys. I cannot say wake up this is all me. If I was not getting your viewership, I wouldn't be where I am today. We wouldn't have 40 something thousand subscribers. I think over 45,000 subscribers currently. Siago 49. By the way, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. So it's a sold out affair. It's about 10,000 people who will be there watching, and then we look at Victor Hlongwane now. This one is a bit confusing to me, because according to Victor Hlongwane, is saying that foul against Flavio da Silva is not a foul. Why? According to him, he says Usilva ufike wakahlela I think it's Sibisi, I'm not too sure, or Hoto. I think it's Diano Hoto, if I'm not mistaken. So Tiwa Usilva ufike wakahlela Hoto. But to me, to my surprise, when I'm looking at this clip, reviewing this clip, all I can see is Silva coming in, and Tiwa this doesn't make any sense. Let's just have a look at the clip, but we will see more on Soccer Zone, because Manjijo 9 Soccer Zone will be coming on. So I don't know, but for me, if you feel like this definitely was not a penalty, then explain it to me, because Lenta Show or Victor Hlongwane, it contradicts what he's saying when I'm looking at the clip. When I'm looking at this angle, and I'm hoping Soccer Zone they are going to show this angle also, not just the angle but also this one from SuperSport. I don't know. These are my thoughts and opinions. I believe this is it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you kusasa with something new. bengifundisa nje ukuthi ikhosi alipheli umoya, but hey kwamanje usaphelile umoya makhosi, uzobuya I don't know when.